my audience is different to your millions, but I think you need to be heard by everybody, you know?
Well, man.
First of all, I just want to get into Tiger Woods. I know you talk about him every day and you're probably sick of it by now, but just to get your reaction, were you surprised about the whole story with Tiger?
Well, I mean, obviously, I think everybody was. How could you not be? I mean, I wasn't surprised that, I wasn't that shocked he got in a car wreck. I started getting shocked when I heard he was, barefoot and bleeding and lying in the road, and when I started hearing about wives with golf clubs, and then I started putting two and two together, and the guy, within days, it turned into, first thing I thought was he was drunk or high, and it turns out, he was on the Ambien. I said on the air, I've never met a guy that got in a car wreck 30 yards from his driveway. Right. I mean, I've been with a lot of people fucked up over the years, and I've never known one of them to crash, right at the driveway.
Right.
Or coming or going. If you're going to drive out all night, you're going to make it home. That's the last spot you're going to wreck is right in the driveway. So I just thought the whole thing was real fishy, and then it took a matter of days before it turned into he was sleeping with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, every porn star, Perkins, pancakes, waitresses, porno stars, club hoppers, New York socialite whores. Just great stuff, man. I thought it was great. I said on the show, I don't think he'll ever recover from it. I think he'll play golf again. It'd be great playing golf and win tournaments. But he'll never pass Jack Nicklaus in terms of stature. When he passes him in majors, they'll still just say he's just a whore, just a sex-addicted whore, and he's a freak and a pervert, whatever else. He's never going to live it down. He can go to sex rehab all he wants.
It was an amazing story. First of all, his wife hit him with a golf club or whatever it was because he was having an affair. As days went by, it was not one, it was two, it was three, it was five. There's so many of them everywhere, basically. That was an amazing revelation, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I thought it was great. I actually...
the cleanest guy, too. It's like Jeter getting...
I personally enjoyed his downfall because I think he's a dick. And I think he comes across as a cocky, spoon-fed, spoiled, gets whatever he wants, lives above the clouds, is better than you. Don't take pictures of me, don't snap your camera, throwing golf clubs and swearing on the golf course. I just found him to be, Elvis, an asshole. Over time, I found him to be a real asshole.
You did a great rant on Brett Favre, what you thought of him last night, which I thought was great, that he was basically a selfish dude. But should that be kind of a lesson to some of these athletes, these top-of-the-game, bigger-than-life type guys? They should be, they shouldn't just be smiling when they're doing the Gillette commercials. They should actually be pretty nice guys too, because these fans are paying really millions, and Tiger's case made him $1 billion.
Yeah, when you got everything, I think one thing that happens to people, I've seen it over the last 26 years, is money changes everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. If you come from any background, humble, whatever, if you're just a normal schmo, if you go to college, whatever, you want to make something of yourself, and then all of a sudden, one day, you're looking at millions of dollars, it'll change anybody. It's no different than when a person goes on that no one's ever heard of before. Suddenly they go on TV, whether it's that Tool from, John and K+8, or whether it's Sarah Boyle or whatever her name was.
Yeah, Susan
These people
Boyle.
are nobody one day, then they're famous the next, and then they become certainly different, and some of them become complete lunatics. And I think, athletes, what happens is most of them are, I'd say a majority of them are undereducated, just athletes that are, they've spent their whole life becoming great at a sport. They're really not that smart to begin with. They're just athletic and gifted. And then when you put the combination together, it's just a bad cocktail, Right. Just because you got, hundreds of millions of dollars doesn't mean you're smart. It just means you're rich. And generally, if you give someone that's just average education that much money and the right to be an asshole, it's a recipe for disaster.
The sports talk all over the country now, because they want to, Tiger story is something they want to kind of hold on to. Although there isn't much going on now, except for the fact that he's disappeared and he's supposedly in sex rehab or whatever. Some of these guys are beginning to just go the opposite direction by saying, well, Tiger doesn't owe America anything because he's just playing a game and he's selling it. You bought an image, but he has his own private life. I mean, what do you think about that? I mean, I heard.
Well, I think he's selling his likeness and brand and name, and his influence over America is pretty prevalent in the stores and in the malls and in sports and in pro shops and in on golf courses and in clothing and in drinks and he's no different than Michael Jordan. But if look at both of them, one of them had a gambling addiction that cost him his career basically for a while. They threw him out of basketball, and he went and played this facade baseball career that was a joke. And then Tiger Woods, he's got a huge impact on people. He's got his Tiger Woods Foundation charity where he is great on one hand giving millions to kids, and then on the other hand, he's doing this now. It's no different than Andre Agassi. Andre Agassi has he has the school in Vegas for kids, and he makes something out of kids and gives them a great education, and then at the same time he was running around doing math. Right. So you never know who your heroes are.
Is it kind of surprising that the media didn't get more out of Jordan or Ewing or Kobe or LeBron? Because the chances are they all got pretty shady stuff going on the side too.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious Shaq's got some shady stuff going on right now. There's been a lot of people talking about him having marital problems and cheating and having affairs and everything else. I don't think anybody's...
I'm not saying anybody specific. I mentioned MJ or Ewing, but I'm just saying just because they're such big markets, guys, and such big stars...
they just get a lot of ass. It's really,
absolutely. They're on the road all the time.
It's really that simple. They get whatever they want. They get total juice wherever they go. Food, rooms, treatment, valet, you name it. Right. Whatever they want, they get, and that includes women. That's the way the world works now.